So Roger, I'm really excited about this episode. Talk to us, for the people that don't know you. Who are you and what do you do?
I'm a legacy facilitator. I've always liked to say that. I was blessed by that by my good friend Jesse, because I work a lot in like investment properties, and I'm always dealing with people trying to tell them to leave something behind, right?
Okay.
I had like, when my dad was around, he obviously didn't see the best of me, and I always, my biggest burden in life was like to know that my dad wasn't going to ever get to see my kids, wasn't ever going to get to see what I was going to leave behind, right? So I always say that my dad left me behind with his name, and he left me behind with
How long ago
all
was
the
that?
tools. He passed away about 10 years ago, February 2009. So since then, I've been on a mission for my legacy, to leave something behind. And then I realized, if you see any of my videos, a lot of times I say, when I meet with you, I'm building my legacy, which is true. But when you meet with me, you're building yours, which is also true, because I really take it seriously to work with people who want to leave something behind.
You're 100% committed.
I'm 100% committed, because that's my life mission. So I work in real estate, obviously, since 2005. I've been doing that, particularly investment properties. In 2008, I was part of the group that brought KW, which is the biggest...
Keller Williams?
Yep, Keller Williams, the biggest real estate agency in the world, to Quebec. Right now, we have 5 offices. I'm a partner in 3 of them.
Beautiful.
So I'm trying to live my best life, as they say.
Good. Yeah. Let's talk about Montreal. Montreal is really hot right now.
Yeah.
Right? Absolutely. There's a lot of condos. It's a seller's market. So talk to us a little bit about why. Where do you see the market in the next few years, and so on and so on?
Well, the environment is just a low inventory market. And low inventory market means, everybody knows we've been getting a flux of people from outside of the country, people from outside of the province now, more and more. There's a reason why we started booming more so in the last couple of years. Obviously, Vancouver and BC had become drastically overpriced, and they implemented in British Columbia and Ontario these foreign investor taxes,
right.
Which we didn't implement, and we were also like half the price. So that benefited us tremendously.
Do you think it's going to be the next Toronto now?
I mean, we'll never be the next Toronto, because Toronto is predicted, I think, by 2025 to go from 5.5 million people to 9.5 million people. They're going to almost double the population.
Yeah, you cannot compare.
No, we can't. We're not that big of a hub. However, we have there's a lot of growth opportunity now, and we're seeing that. I think what people need to be more concerned about, which we're not, is the measures that were taken in Toronto and Ontario and BC were for a reason, and I think people here tend to ignore that reason. At one point, they're going to have to take measures, because you know what? I'm about legacy, right? So if my kids want to buy a house eventually, or buy an investment property, they have to be able to afford it.
Of course.
And with all this flux of foreign money coming in, it's not going to be the case. Properties are going to become so unaffordable that people like you and I you probably bought properties in your 20s. I don't know if my kids are going to be able to do that, or your kids are going to be able to do that, without the help of their parents, or even then. So it's something we have to be mindful about, I think, consciously, not worry just about like making money on the short term, but where we see our society going. I think it's important.
That's right. Recently, correct me if I'm wrong, you were on TV, a Canal. It's a reality series.
Yeah, it was about
with Sagi.
With Sagi Albaz, absolutely.
How did that work out?
It was a fun experience. We did this episode about trying to co-list a luxury property in Outremont.
Okay.
In the show, they actually tell you that I'm more of a commercial or investment property specialist, and I was approaching Sagi to do a co-listing because he specialized in like luxury residential. Look, it was a fun experience. I'd like to tell you that reality shows, oftentimes like those ones, don't necessarily reflect reality. I mean, we pretty much knew where we were going before they started filming. Look, at the end of the day, this is good for visibility. I'm not...
it's branding.
It's branding. It's absolutely branding. And I'll take the branding, but I don't foresee myself getting...
But still, they wouldn't just pick anybody to be on the show.
That's right. You have to have...
You have the reputation, success story, and so on and so on, right? So congratulations on that.
Thank you very much. Well, I'm here. I'm more excited to be here than I was to be on that show.
Beautiful.
I like these one-on-one things. I mean, this is amazing. This is real. Like, we're talking real. This is not like a stage thing. It's not.
So going back, Montreal, you mentioned earlier where you live. That area is booming. Which areas? Google is coming, and so on.
Yeah, Quartier International. I really believe in that neighborhood. I mean, if I had to plug one neighborhood, it would be that one. Yeah, Google is occupying a building that's on the corner of Vigier and Saint-Alexandre.
Okay.
And right next to them, You have the Humanity, which I believe is the
Yeah.
biggest mixed-use condo hotel project in Montreal, if one of the biggest in Canada for sure. And you have down the street next to the church, St. Patrick's Basilica, you have this the HEC graduate campus that's opening up in the financial district with like an entrance on Beaver Hall, an entrance on René Lévesque, and an entrance on Rochette. So that's going to be massive, and especially for people looking to buy passive income, right? We talked about passive income before we started filming. That's a little bit of the idea is if you're going to buy something, you want to make sure that the rents are going up. And in a neighborhood like that, once those deliver in the next couple of years, the HEC, Google, all this, you're going to have a flux of tenants that are going to flood the market with supply, which is going to be great if you're an owner there. I bought more than one property there. Not to speak for Saggy, I know Saggy believes in that neighborhood too. He lives and buys there as well. So it's a little bit of a niche market. It's a little small territory, and not a lot of people know about Quartier International. What's this Quartier International? It's really on the border of Old Montreal, Chinatown on the east side, the financial district, and St. Catherine, all that. Everything is about within a 2-minute walk. It's really a central hub that people don't know about.
What do you think about Maestra? I was about to buy one.
Yeah.
It's right next to my office. It's beautiful, but man, so what do you think?
Listen, Maestra for
overpriced. What do you think?
I'm not the guy who believe. First of all, I got to tell you what I believe. I don't believe in new construction condos as investments. I feel like anything where they're trying to freeze your equity for 3 years is not a good investment.
There you go. Good point.
Anything that has to do with you locking down a price of what they think it'll be worth 3 years from now, no matter what the market conditions are, they're selling it to you at the price that they believe it'll be worth 3 years.
Pro forma.
Exactly. And I don't believe in that model. Now, Maestra, I'd probably believe more in this project here,
Square
Phillip, than I would that one.
That too is right next to my office.
Yeah, so, like everybody's talking about short-term rentals, Airbnb and this, that. So right now in Ville-Marie, there's a restriction of 30 days. The only place where you could actually do...
Plateau, right?
Plateau, there's some areas, but on St. Catherine between Amherst, well, now they changed Amherst's name, I can't pronounce it, and St. Matthew, that whole zone is Airbnb free. You can do whatever you want.
Near Atwater?
No, from St. Matthew to Amherst.
Okay.
St. Matthew being, it's a little bit east of Atwater. So St. Catherine, that whole strip, you're allowed to do Airbnb. Now, I know there's other arteries in the plateau that allow you to do it also. You have to check with every borough, it depends. Short-term rentals is cool, but right now, as you know, they're cracking down hard on it. You got to make sure you do it properly. There's other avenues. I know people making a lot of money with student housing.
Okay.
Student housing, the model has changed throughout the years, which is, for example, if you had a 3-bedroom condo, traditionally you'd get whatever rent that would represent $1,800, $2,000, whatever a month. Now what they do is they put 3 students in there and they're paying like $800 each. The McGill student will pay on average $700 to $800 per student per room. So people are going crazy with these models where they put like 4 students on one lease. It's one lease, but they're paying like $800 each. So you've got
it's working probably really well in the McGill Ghetto.
Not just McGill Ghetto. Even I have a client who's actually doing it in Ville-Marie. He's 8 minutes by metro, door to door to McGill, and it's still working.
Interesting.
Yeah. So as long as you're within a certain radius of the school, you can do that. I mean, that's a model to look at, and they're not cracking down on student housing. If you know what I mean. They want student housing.
And correct me if I'm wrong, I saw a couple of pictures compared to where you are now. You lost a lot of weight, no?
Yeah, you know what? I fluctuate, man. I train every morning at 7. Yeah, I fluctuate. I train every morning at 7 a.m., but what's happened is through the years, from playing a lot of sports like soccer, I tore my ACL twice. I tore my meniscus. I've had 3 reconstructive knee surgeries.
Wow.
I actually believe I have a torn meniscus right now because of the intensity of my workouts. But yeah, so what happens is whenever I get surgery, I blow up because I'm not running. And then I fluctuate. Yeah, right now I feel like I look good. I'm trying to keep up with you.
Looking good. There you go. So for anybody that's about to get involved in real estate, okay, that's watching this video that wants to get inspired.
Yeah.
What couple of tips that you would share with them?
Yeah, so anybody looking to get into real estate, I want you to know one thing, because a lot of people get in this business. I've been in it for 15 years and think that they can rest on their talent alone. Unfortunately, real estate, you could be the best salesperson in the world, you could be the most knowledgeable guy, but it's all about the work ethic. It's all about creating habits that'll last, creating a schedule for yourself. I'm self-employed and I live in my schedule. I make a schedule, and if it's not in my calendar, it doesn't exist. So, I mean, I just want to tell you that if you're talented and you think you got the sales technique and you think that you're studious and you can understand the market, it's not enough. You really have to create a schedule that you respect with work ethic, and you have to do a lot of outbound, and invest in yourself. A lot of real estate agents come into this business thinking that they're going to have a free schedule. They let themselves go. They get into panic attacks.
When you say invest in yourself, in what way?
Means
personal growth.
Personal growth is very important. I 100% believe in personal growth because I've had a history of panic attacks. Like, people who are close to me know that.
Got to know how to handle that.
Yeah, so I was mismanaging my life, and when you're mismanaging your life, overworking, not sleeping enough, living life at 100 miles an hour, at one point it catches up to you. And I didn't know what anxiety was when I first had it. I never heard of an anxiety attack before I had one, you know? And it was a very real thing. I would end up in the hospital because I thought I was having a heart attack. Invest in yourself, invest in your health. So all these things that I'm saying are stuff that I've learned through the years, that when you have a schedule and you respect your own schedule that you create for yourself, you're still free. You're making your own schedule. But when you invest in yourself, it makes a difference for your health longer term, and you end up making more money if that's your priority. You know, and I think that's the most important things for the new agents coming in. And, you know, everybody talks about the hustle. Work smart.
Of course, eventually you have to delegate, right?
And absolutely. You know, in sales, it's not about you, really. It's about the other person also. So that's why when I connect, like we talk about legacy, building legacy, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to connect with like-minded people. It's easier for me to talk to a person who happens to think that his legacy is important, what he's going to leave behind is important, rather than talk to people who don't find that important. You don't need to hire me if you don't think that that's important, because we're not talking the same language.
So Roger, thank you very much for taking time out of your busy schedule, man.
Yeah.
I heard great things about you.
Thank you.
It's an honor for you to be here.
Yeah, of course, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank
so
you for
keep on
having
doing.
me.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Hey, if anybody out there has got deals from me, let me know. I want to see them.
There you go. So keep on doing what you're doing.
Thank you.
And I'm pretty sure some way, somehow, we're going to collaborate together. That's
I look forward to it.
Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, and for all of you guys wanting to hear more of me, I have the Legacy Facilitator podcast, which airs every Tuesday. Follow me on it. Look it up. It's on SoundCloud. It's on AirPlay and all this stuff. I don't know. I'm not an Apple guy, but it's everywhere.
And how can they follow you on social media? If somebody wants to follow your story, follow your daily rituals, and so on and so on.
So my personal Instagram is THE_ROG_father. So the Raj Father. That's my personal Instagram. I also have Votre Équipe, which is my team name. That's my my corporate Instagram. And if you look me up under LinkedIn, it's my name, Roger Vassallo, ROGERVASSALLO.
And thank you. And one comment I would leave for you.
Yeah.
I love your hair. There you go.
Easy in the morning.